Hello beautiful people, today's look is drab to fab. So I'm going to show you how to wave your hair. What you're going to need is some dry shampoo, any kind, of course, to color match your hair. Don't buy a brunette one if you are blonde, just be careful of that. And some are a little bit more white powdery, so you're going to just have to rub it in if you do have a little bit of a darker base like mine in this current lockdown. But the bonus is, if it is a bit lighter, it will also brighten up your roots a little bit. So dry shampoo, a tangle teaser or a comb. Then you'd also like a kind of thicker wide tooth comb to brush out after. If you want to add some back combing, then another comb or kind of a little brush like this, which helps to section and back comb the hair and smooth it out after. So it just is a really nifty kind of brush. I'm sure you can find online or in most chemists. A few clips that are strong and preferably not going to dent your hair, but because it's being waved anyway, you'll be all right if it does. Then I would also recommend some sort of a texture spray and a kind of a cream, something that you could smooth the hair with after. This is not about promoting any particular products, so please don't pay attention to what I am using. I'm just showing you how to achieve this at home. Here we go. All right, so just brush out your hair, be gentle always. And we'll just talk about a few of the benefits of dry shampoo. So dry shampoo, like I said, it can brighten your roots. If you are a blonde, it can really lift it up a little bit, create the illusion of not having such a dark root. Dry shampoo can also give you a lot of body. So I'll show you kind of how flat and fine my hair is, and once I put dry shampoo in, kind of do this with it, it can pump it up and let it actually stay there, because it creates that foundation for the hair to stay up, opposed to just doing this yourself. If you have some product, it creates more grit. What you can also do is prolong the style of your hair to last a few more days, and which is great obviously if you've had your hair blow dried and styled and you kind of want to live that hairstyle a bit longer. Also, you don't have to use it only when your hair is oily or greasy. You can actually use it on the day your hair is freshly washed. This does is it creates a barrier which prevents any oils kind of building up anyway. So you could apply it before you go to the gym, let's say, or even on the day of washing your hair for that extra body, bit of texture in there. So yes, dry shampoo is one of the best things invented. Let's do it. Right, so I'm not creating any specific parting. I like it a bit more natural. Obviously, if you like a straight parting, then go for it. So you see there, some of them are a bit more white, which is obviously like you don't want to walk around with white hair. So if that happens, you just keep rubbing it in until it goes away or it like blends a bit more. So you can use your fingers. You can use a brush too, but you see your fingers do suffice, and then just keep going. I'll apply first and then I'll brush it out anyway. So you lift some sections up. It's actually in this light, it's picking up way more, but I promise you don't have to be afraid of it looking so white. You kind of just want to target different areas, but do remember your hairline, because this is where it gets a little bit more greasy quicker, just because we tend to touch it more and it's exposed to more areas like your pillow and just the air, pollution in the air, dirt in the air, sand, wind. So I also like to lift up and get underneath, because also kind of if you shower or if you do sport, that's also a part where it's going to really pick up. Then I also like to pick up the crown area, because that's also where you're going to want a bit of more body. So yeah, I would kind of pick it up like that, pick it up like that, pick it up like that, and then rub it in. Can you see the difference already? And you don't want to hold the can too close either, so just hold it a little bit at a distance, drop onto your clothes. So maybe just wear something until you're happy with the result you've got. and keep a little towel close by so you can wipe your hands as well. So there we go. So yeah, you kind of massage it into the roots, rub it in, looking much more fresh. Right, so now to wave, I've popped my tongue onto 180 degrees because that is the best for hold and last. Obviously, a lot of devices can go hotter, but if it's too hot, it can tend to drop out. For some reason, 180 is just the best. So I definitely recommend that. The hair is setting from hot to cold, wet to dry. So if your hair is still damp, let's say this isn't day 2 or 3 of trying to style your hair, it could be on the day you've washed your hair. If your hair is still damp, then your shape, your curl wave is also going to drop out because it's not going to set. So you're just going to section, grab, direct it away from your face, and also don't pull it too close together on the tongue. Kind of stretch it out like that, and that helps you to create more of an elongated, loose wave. And then you can always pull on the ends as well, just to give it a bit more of that straighter ends effect. Depending on your preference, you might want to go more of a tight wave or curl on day 1 to just prolong it and make your style last a bit longer. Otherwise, you can make it super loose from day 1. I like to keep my tongue open. I just find it comfortable and easy. And sometimes if you're going to play with the clamp, it can also create a dent in your hair. So in the front, you want to keep it away from the face. But then as you progress, you're going to kind of change directions, alternate directions to give it a bit more of a natural effect. And hold the ends out. You see my fingers are not touching the tongue, so don't be afraid of burning yourself. You can always buy a glove if you like. Some tongs or straighteners do already come with a glove. This one doesn't. But you'll be, yeah. Just be careful and don't be too afraid of trying to burn yourself, because then I think you tend to almost be too careful and end up burning yourself that way. Okay, so I also like to take kind of imperfect sections, which also keeps it a bit more natural, creates kind of bigger and smaller waves as well, which also adds to that very natural effect. You just hold it for a few seconds, let it set, but then you stretch down. So here, because this is inside, whoopsie daisy, because this is inside, I will wave forwards here. Can you see how I've changed the direction? You kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and stretch. You can, of course, use straighteners. I just prefer tongs. If you have super curly hair, the straighteners will help you to smooth it and wave it at the same time. But this is my go-to. For some reason, I also just find that the wave or the curl lasts longer if I've tonged it than if I've used the straightener. If you've missed a hair from a previous section, kind of like you can see I did in there, it doesn't matter. Just grab it onto the next one. And where I said, like, also I don't like perfect sectioning, just because I find that it's easier to blend and shake out after, because if you have very like regimented profile lines, you're more likely to see that when you brush it out. When you do kind of a roller set, that tends to happen, and it's hard to break it up because it sets so well. So I just find this helps overall. Okie dokie. Looking good. And so I don't brush it or touch it for now. You're letting it set, letting it cool down, letting it work its magic. Holding your tongue kind of vertical directly up. You can angle it, but I just find that's going to create more of a curl than a wave. You also want to make sure you clean your tongue or your straightener as well, because sometimes product gets stuck on there, residue, and that's what can be burning when you hear that like sizzle noise. This side I also have less hair, so that's why I've taken this side into kind of 3 sections, and this side I'm only taking 2. And the back obviously sometimes can be a little tricky as well. So you might get someone to help you, or maybe just have a double mirror. So we're gonna let that cool down. Now we're gonna go for some of that texture spray. Be careful of your eyes. I like to twist the front away as well and kind of hold it like that, which helps to set it, just kind of gives you that swooped effect. You can kind of hold your hair out as well. Another trick is holding the root and actually holding it there while you spray it. That also just kind of helps to set it there.
And then you can also go under.
Feeling good. Okay, now we brush. Don't be afraid of getting your fingers in there. Kind of want to separate them as much as possible for that more natural effect as well. See the difference to not brushing it and brushing it out. You can brush underneath as well. This is where you can grab a serum or kind of a smoothing cream if you have any flyaways. Serum's too heavy for my hair personally, but I know a lot of thicker hair, frizzy hair needs it. So I've gone in with kind of like this, it's a Shine, Epic Shine and Color Lock. It's kind of just like a cream, not as heavy as a cream, not as heavy as a gel. But this really is beautiful. Kind of got these glitter particles in it. It just helps to give really nice shine and smoothness. But you don't want to use too much and weigh the hair down. It can just help get little flyaways, or if there's a piece that's kind of not being tamed, you can focus on that piece. And I have a side part, so I think it's quite pretty sometimes as well to kind of do this, which gives you almost a bit more of that vintage glam wave. Or you could just tuck in one little piece, give it a bit more natural, pretty soft feel. What do you think? I love it. Let's see how the back looks. All right, perfect. Well, this is my Drab to Fab and a loose kind of textured wave. I hope you enjoyed it, and please message me if you have any questions. Have a beautiful day.